I was going to do some opening up of our pathways, getting our joints mobile, especially the hip joints, and maybe just a little bit of strengthening. If you have any requests, of course, let me know. And in the meantime, we'll settle in. Welcoming yourself to your practice today, taking some refreshing breaths. And just kind of saying hello to your body, to your practice. Welcoming yourself into the space. And settling in through your leg bones. Feeling the roots growing beneath you. The bones connecting to the floor, the nice soft padding of your skin and muscles in between. And begin to tap into yogic principles of opposing forces, making union with one another. So feeling heavy and light at the same time. Feeling relaxed yet energized at the same time. Feeling soft and yet firm. So we ease the tension by feeling that softness, letting our shoulders sink down the back. But yet we hug our muscles to the bone in strength and integrity. Focusing on the breath for a few more moments here. Maybe you want to count your breath, keeping it rhythmic and steady. And lastly, drawing our attention to our mind, running through that laundry list of things to do, checking them off, sweeping them away, letting them go, and connecting to the present moment. This can take quite some time, so being patient with yourself. But once you rid yourself of distractions, once you clear off that list of things to do, things to remember, take a moment whenever that happens in our practice. So if we're still running through our distractions in 10, 15 minutes, it's normal and fine. But as soon as you're done, set your mind on a goal, a positive pathway, a healing phrase or statement to help us get through our practice today with a little bit more meaning and purpose. We'll stay here for a few more breaths, enjoying this moment of peace and quiet. We'll slowly wake ourselves up from this meditation. And we'll start by just taking one leg and placing that foot on the floor. You can keep your other leg bent. I've got my right knee up, my right foot on the floor, if you want to match me. And you can take your hands for support on either side of you, but we're just going to drop our knee up and down a few times. You can even open it a little bit, just kind of creating these opening and closing sensations through the hip, kind of rolling around on the sole of that foot. We'll just do this a few more times. Okay, awesome. And then we're going to extend that leg straight. I'm a big baby, so I'm going to put a pillow under my heel. And we'll just reach for that foot. See if you can keep a nice and long spine. So we're leading with our heart. The tendency might be to kind of round through the back. See if we can keep a long spine. Use your arms and hands for help. And we're stretching now the back of the leg. A few deep breaths. We'll stay maybe 5 or 7 more breaths, maybe reaching a little bit further. Okay, let's come on back up. Nice and slow. And then we'll twist over towards our bent knee, gazing over the back shoulder. Big breath in and out. Inhale back to center. We're going to take boat pose from here. So we'll balance on our feet, hovering our feet, our knees together. You can take arms out. We'll work that core for a moment. You might want to just like bend one knee or straighten one knee and then the other knee a few times. Maybe try straightening both knees. And rotating the ankles around a little bit as well. Great. All right, don't work too hard. Let's take our other foot and hug it in now. And for me, my left foot is on the floor, knee up. Support yourself with your hands. And we'll just do that, dropping and opening. I'm kind of loving the way this feels. It's really working our femur, our upper thigh bone into the hip socket. We'll do that just a few times. And then when you're ready, we'll straighten this leg, maybe sliding some cushion. And leading with our heart as we take head to knee pose. Big breaths. Using your hands for help and support to keep that leg grounded and rooted. And also keeping that spine straight and long over the leg. We'll stay for maybe 5 or 7 more breaths. Try and pull your heart a little bit longer. Okay, and then slowly lift yourself back up. Nice and slow. We'll take a twist towards the bent knee, gaze over the back shoulder. Inhale back to center. Let's take boat pose again. Balancing on our feet. You can make this as easy as you want or as challenging as you want. You can grab the backs of the thighs or straighten those legs. And we'll hold for maybe 10 seconds. You got this. See if you can lift that heart. Pretend there's a string attached to the center of your chest and lift it up. Awesome. Exhale back down. Way to go. All right, we're going to take our legs really wide and grab onto our ankles and just kind of shimmy from side to side. So we find both of those seat bones underneath us. And here we can lift our heart nice and high. Notice a really long neck kind of grows from this. Take a big breath in and out. We're going to do a little bit of twisting here. All right, first take one arm and snake it around that leg. So the hand kind of reaches around to grab the ankle. And then that other hand loosens up, reaches up. Inhale, and then you can exhale it behind your back. Awesome. Some of us may be able to clasp our hands together. That might be in your practice. Maybe not. And then we'll just take a gaze over that back shoulder. And inhale, come on back to center. So grab both ankles again. Lift the heart. We'll do that on the other side. Kind of wrap your hand around the leg, going underneath and then around. Inhale the other arm up and then take it behind the back. A few more breaths, gazing over the back shoulder. All right, and inhale, come back to that original posture, hands on ankles. Lift the heart. Okay, now this is the fun part. We're going to try our blossoming lotus. So you're going to take each leg and catch it in the crux of each elbow, and then the heels come together. And then it's a balancing act from here. So you can take your fingers to chin mudra if you would like. Heels come together, toes apart. And you'll feel a sensation of the shoulders pulling away from the ears. Hang out and balance. And maybe if this is too challenging, you just practice one side and then the other side. And then with as much control as possible, we're going to take our peace fingers, the first and second finger of each hand, and grab the big toes. So you'll take your arms from back from underneath the legs, reach them to grab the toes, and experiment what's possible today. One leg straight, the other leg straight, maybe both legs straight. Vikasita Kamalasana is the Sanskrit. Maybe bring those legs up and down. Nice. Awesome. And whenever you're ready, we can just gently bring the soles of our feet together on the floor. Let's take a moment in bound angle. So scoot yourself so you're comfortable, find your padding. I'm just going to bounce my knees a few times. Big breath in and out. If you're interested in taking a little mini fold here, we can, but we won't stay for that long, so nothing too deep at the beginning here. Oh, why not? This is feeling good. Let's just let go. Let's let go, let it flow. Let's hold and restore in this bound angle, Uttanasana. Once again, focusing on a long spine. You let the breath flow. Let it go. Surrender a little bit, not too much because we've got a whole class ahead of us, but finding that balance. Okay, we'll slowly rise. Come on back up. Lift your chin last. Maybe grab onto the ankles, lean back, and kind of roll that neck around a few times. Awesome. Let us take hero's pose from here. So scooch back so that you're on your shins. Sit on those heels. Notice the support immediately to the low back. See if we can find that tall spine once again. Lift your heart. And we're going to rotate our head. Circles one way. And then the other way. Changing directions. And back to neutral, nice and neutral. All right, let's come forward into tabletop. Fingers open up really wide. Walk the knees back a little bit. And lift your belly button up towards the ceiling. And we're going to balance on our knees. So pick the toes up off the floor, find the balance. I like to let my feet touch. And we can stay here holding sort of a modified plank. Or if you wish, we can attempt a few push-ups if you're up for it today. So maybe 3, maybe 5. And then we'll take a child's pose. Awesome job. Give yourself a break. Reach those arms forward, sink the hips back, let the head be supported. Let the breath flow. Wonderful. Maybe we're able to solidify an intention at this point, a positive affirmation, a goal. A few more breaths, maybe 5 or 7 more breaths. Let yourself be supported. Let the spine lengthen. Whatever version of child's pose you love the most. Arms forward or back, knees apart or together. And whenever you're ready, we'll take downward facing dog, our first one. Make sure those thumbs are nice and open. Lift the hips up and back and press the shoulders towards the feet. I always love to start my first down dog by bending one knee and then the other knee. Maybe wiggling the rib cage a little bit, maybe lifting up and down on the tippy toes a few times. And then we'll walk forward to the front of our mat. Take as many steps as you need. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let go, let the head be heavy, let the arms be heavy. Maybe open up that jaw, stick out the tongue. I hold a lot of tension in my jaw, so just sometimes that kind of thing can feel really awesome. Shake the head yes and no. I have the backs of my hands, my knuckles on the floor. However, you can grab opposite elbows or ankles. And if your hands don't make it to the floor quite yet, that's totally fine. But I do highly recommend getting something underneath your hands to build the floor up to you. It could be anything. But that extra support and closing that circuit does a lot for us. All right, bend the knees, reach the arms up, sweep up, look up. Exhale the hands through to prayer, steady standing, Shavasana. Take a moment to adjust to being vertical, rock back and forth on your feet a few times, side to side, knees slightly bent. Awesome. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, hip to back. Inhale, lift your heart up nice and high, feet press down. Awesome. Exhale, child's pose. Beautiful. We'll take a little break in child's pose, and then we'll do a small vinyasa sequence. I'll walk us through it. But first, just gathering some energy, getting some rest. Hopefully we feel a little bit more open and loose and fluid and strong after that first vinyasa. Big breath in, big breath out. Big breath in, and big breath out. One more time. Big breath in, big breath out. Okay. Downward facing dog. We're going to take our right heel high for three-legged dog. Press that heel away from you, hip square. Now you can opt to take a wild thing or just stay where you are. You can bend the knee, lift the knee up, twist those hips. Back to three-legged dog. Step the right foot forward. Twirl the left heel down for warrior 2 feet. Cartwheel the arms up. And I like to use my right arm to stabilize my right knee and actually keep it pressing back and open. This is actually a hip opener for us. And so our glutes are squeezing together behind us and our hips are actually opening away from one another. Warrior 2, awesome. Sinking as much as we can into that front knee, pressing down with both feet. Shoulders down the back. All right, we're going to tip in both directions. First backwards, stabilize with your hand, reach back, and then forward. Elbow to the knee, sweep that arm forward like you're shaking somebody's hand, and see if you can open your heart upwards. And back to warrior two. Beautiful job. Okay, to come out of this, we can bend that back knee, cartwheel the arms down as you twirl the heel back up. It can be a little tricky. And then we'll step back to three-legged dog if you want. And then we'll take just regular downward facing dog. Take that foot back down, walk it out, feel it out. Awesome job. All right, we're going to do that on the left leg. If you need a pause, take child's pose for a few breaths and be my guest. I'm going to turn around so I'm facing the camera. All right, when you're ready, left heel up, three-legged dog. If it's your wish, you can bend that knee and do a little wild thing. Okay, three-legged dog. Step the left foot forward. You may need help from your hand to get it a little bit further forward. Twirl the right heel. Stabilize the left leg with your left arm, just my preference, and then reach up for warrior two. So I almost always get a nice hip pop when I come into warrior two this way, as I try my best to find that hip opener. And we'll hold for one more big breath. And then we'll go backwards, reaching and gazing up. And then forwards, elbow to knee. Sweep that hand forward like you're shaking somebody's hand, look up. And back to warrior two. Sink deeper if you can. Okay, and then we'll bend that back knee, cartwheel our arms down, the heel lifts, and then we can come back to that three-legged dog. Big stretch. And then we'll just take that foot down, walk out that down dog. Awesome job. All right, we can come straight to child's pose, or you can move through a vinyasa. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga into the back. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Take it down. I like to rest my forehead on stacked wrists or forearms most of the time for a little extra padding, cushioning, and support. But whatever floats your boat. Big breaths in and out. Big breath in, big breath out, let it go. Release tension in the body, mind, and the soul. Okay, last down dog, or second to last vinyasa, I should say. Whenever you're ready, lift those hips up and back and come into a down dog. Stretching out the backs of the legs really well, squeezing and lifting that belly button up nice and high. And when you're ready, simply step forward, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. And we're going to take chair pose. If you want to bypass chair pose, that's fine. Just reach up, look up, and take Samasthiti. Or if you're up for Utkatasana, chair pose, maybe the toes come a little bit closer together, the heels separate a little bit, bend the knees, drop the hips, and reach the arms up, squeeze the belly. Chair pose for just 3 breaths or less. And then exhale, forward fold. Awesome. Big breath in. Big breath out. All right, let's do one more chair pose. If you're up for it, drop the hips, lift the belly button, and reach those arms. So the belly button is pulling back. Try your best to lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Awesome job. I feel like we should do 3. I don't know. 3 feels like some type of round number here. Oh, let's do it. We got this. Bend the knees, belly button lifts, arms reach. And if you're opting out of chair pose, awesome. Just take that inhale, reach up, look up, exhale, mountain pose, which is a beautiful sun breath exercise. So either way, we're winning. Exhale, forward fold. Awesome. Let the head get nice and heavy. Shake it out. Bend the knees, reach the arms up, look up, upward salute. Maybe finding a little bit of a back bend. If you hook your thumbs, you can kind of reach and expand a little bit more. Exhale the hands through to prayer. Steady standing for a moment. Catch up with that breath. Find a little bit of stillness, body, mind, and soul. Find a lightness in your feet, in your stance. Okay, beautiful. We're going to walk back to the back of our mat, and we'll do a little bit of lunging. So you may want a blanket in front of you, but first we'll sink into our goddess squat. So our hands come to prayer, and we'll just settle in with our elbows inside the knees. I like to turn my toes out slightly. I find that really helpful for my joints, but we'll just take a little squat. My heels lift up off the floor, that's normal. And then press your elbows into the insides of the knees, thumbs to the center of your heart. So there's a lift in the chest. And we'll just hold for maybe 5 more breaths. Okay, the hands come down, the knees come down. Let's take hero's pose. So walk the knees and the feet together, sitting on the shins. Take a moment. We're coming back to the floor, back to the earth, back to support. We're going to curl our toes underneath us, sit on heels. Toe squat. We can start with our knees on the floor. And then if you're up for it, maybe we push the floor away from us and we balance completely on those toes. Find a toss spine. Maybe the hands come to prayer. Awesome job. Okay, knees down, hands to the floor. We'll pass through a tabletop. Take a mini tabletop here. Maybe shift the hips from side to side. Maybe take a cat-cow or two. I'm just kind of finding what feels good. And when you're ready, we're going to step our right foot forward. So maybe push it back first. I like to come up onto my fingertips so there's room for my leg to make its way, whatever works for you. And we'll sink into a bit of a low lunge. Hands come to that front knee. Big stretch through the left hip flexor. Okay, and the second option here, stay here by all means if you wish. However, if you would like to experiment, we can pull our hips up and away a little bit and then reach back and grab your foot that's behind you. So in order to do that, I have to take my hand in front of me for balance and then pick up that foot and catch it and then come back to that front knee. So yeah, you can do it with either hand actually. I typically go same hand to same foot in this, but you can try doing your opposite hand, opposite foot, and there's a little bit more of a sink as we do that. So just seeing what works for you today. They're slightly different, but your body will tell you what's right today. Kind of working towards the splits when we practice this. One day, right? And then we're gonna release and straighten our front leg for runner stretch. So this is a pretty intense stretch. You can make it as intense as you want, really. You'll feel that pull from the heel all the way to the buttock. And just see if you can straighten that knee. And then this is that second half of the split. One day, my friends. All right. And we'll make our way to tabletop, however you want to get there. Maybe swish those hips from side to side, take a cat-cow or two. All right, other leg. Maybe pushing it back and then doing our best to get it forward. I have to lift my hands up off the floor. That's fine. Sink into the hips. Maybe bring those hands up to the front knee. Stay for a breath or two, and then you take whatever version you would like of this. It's sort of a variation of dragon flying high. So you can pull those hips up and away, catch your back foot with the same hand or the opposite hand. So I do the opposite hand on the other side. I'll do that this way. So I'm just kind of sink into those hips. Find what feels good. Maybe one side is significantly tighter than the other. All right, and then when you're ready, we'll release, straighten that front leg, and hinge over it. Once again, a straight spine, just like we started, focusing with a long spine over the leg. Okay, and then back to tabletop. Take a relaxed shimmy, shake, cat-cow. Maybe some of us even kind of want to bust out one more down dog before we come to lie down. Maybe not. Maybe just walking it out. And then we will make our way onto our back. So calm down, get comfy. We're in the last stage of class, so completely surrendering. We'll do some reclining postures, and then we'll settle into Shavasana. We'll still focus on getting our hips nice and massaged into place. Taking it all the way down. Feet on the floor, knees up, reach the arms up overhead, and then let the elbows hang out, bent elbows, arms heavy on the floor. Letting our breath flow. Several big breaths in and out. Loosen up the fingers, the palms of the hands, the wrists. On an inhale, we'll just reach our arms and straighten them, see if we can lengthen through the side body. And then exhale, hug a knee into your chest, give it a squeeze. And then we can straighten that leg that's on the floor. We're going to take this leg and cross it over our body. I like to rest my foot on the inner thigh of the leg on the floor, gaze over the shoulder, taking reclining spinal twists. I like to have my opposite hand on that knee that's crossing me for sort of this grounding effect. A really wonderful stretch through the outer hip, a little bit of the glute. Let the shoulder get nice and heavy. Your whole arm gets nice and heavy. We'll stay a little while longer. Big breath in and out. Release and come on back to the center of your mat. Feet on the floor, knees up. Pick your hips up and scoop them underneath you, set them back down. Reach the arms up overhead. Let the elbows bend and rest them on the floor. as much as you can. On an inhale, we'll straighten our arms, lengthen our side body. Exhale, grab the other leg. And then straighten the other leg that's on the floor, if you'd like. And when you're ready, we'll cross that leg all the way across the body. You can rest your foot on the inner thigh, ground with your opposite hand, and then gaze over that back shoulder. Supta Matsyendrasana. Nice, beautiful side body stretch, as well as a nice hip and glute stretch, lengthening the side body, dropping that shoulder. Give in, let go a little bit more here. Okay, take a couple more deep breaths in and out, 2 or 3. And then we'll slowly roll on back to the center of our mat, feet on the floor, knees up. Pick those hips up, scoop them underneath you. And then we'll reach our arms up overhead one more time, straighten through the elbows, reach, 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 big inhale. Exhale, hug both knees into your chest, give them a squeeze and rock from side to side. Maybe pick your head up off the floor. Kind of massage those paraspinals when we do that. All right, and then we're gonna take happy baby. So this is gonna help draw our bones into our body, upper leg bones into hip sockets, upper arm bones into shoulder sockets. So we really want this drawing down and in. And we'll grab the bottoms of our feet with our hands. The feet push up, the hands pull down, and the shoulders and the hips draw down as well. And it may feel good for some of us to rock a little bit from side to side. Let the breath flow. Maybe not, maybe that stillness is feeling awesome today. And then just like how we started in our blossoming lotus sequences, we'll use our peace fingers to grab our big toes, the first and second finger and thumb. Grab your big toes and just play around like a happy baby would. Straighten one knee, kind of pull it open, and then do that on the other leg. And maybe you can do both legs at the same time if you feel like experimenting with that. But really drawing the shoulders into their sockets and the hips into their sockets. Or the upper leg bones into the hip sockets and the upper arm bones into the shoulder socket. All right, my friends, take any last minute poses or gestures or anything that you want to do before finding Shavasana corpse pose. Set up for comfort. Use as many props and pillows as you would like. Lights off, perhaps. And we will melt into stillness and quiet. Uniting all those opposing forces in the true yogic way. Getting light at first. Feeling like you're floating a little bit. Feeling the effortlessness of Shavasana. And then feeling dense and heavy. Grounded and rooted. Letting the floor support you. Let the skin of the face be nice and soft. Eyes closed. Lips relax. And let the breath simply float in and out, up and down. Awaken the experience of cold in your body, that sensation of being chilly. Maybe even imagine that you're outside in the winter, not wearing much, and feel this chill permeating your entire body. Now allow the sensation of warmth to spread throughout the body. Imagine you're in the summer sun with no shade. Feel the heat radiating onto your skin. Being gentle and kind with yourself, recollect an experience of anxiety or worry, that sensation of stress. Bring that to the forefront of your mind and your body for just a moment. Recreate that experience Don't worry, just a moment longer. Now allow the feeling of complete calm to envelop you. You are relaxed, you are aware, and you are completely calm. Your body is relaxed and lying on the floor. Feel the container of your skin and your clothes. Lie quietly here until you feel ready to move. Begin to deepen your breath. Start moving your hands and your feet and your head. But take your time, there is no hurry. When you are sure that you are fully awake, gently open your eyes and roll over onto the right side of your body. Stay on the right side of your body for just another moment or two. And when you're ready, push yourself up away from the floor, coming back to a seated posture. Find that comfy seat, that tall spine. Remind yourself of that positive intention that you may have set. Hold on to this peace and quiet, whatever love and tranquility you were able to nurture in the past hour. Hold that close to your heart. And I'll Om, you can listen or join in. Big inhale. Bowing our heads in gratitude and honor. Namaste.